What up, people? This is Vigilante for 2 minutes and some change, and I have the comedian Mike Smith, who tours all across the world doing his comedy, and he's been on Comic View and other things, and he's from Kansas City. But I want to talk to Mike about a situation that a lot of people don't know about, and when I say Aries Spears, what do you say, Mike?
I say, not a good person, not a good comedian. Unprofessional, crybaby, just all around punk, if I could say that. You know, he just a dude that cost me probably $2,700 worth of money, which, you know, I guess the ordinary person ain't a lot of money, but when you get canceled from gigs because of his insecurities, then that pisses me off. Plus, you know, I have to feed my kids. Comedy's how I feed my kids. And this boss keeps taking money out of my pocket, and I can't do anything to him. I can't get to him. I can't talk to him. If I could just sit down and have one conversation or a fisticuffs with him, I think we could solve all this stuff.
No doubt. So, Mike, kind of tell the people about you and how long you've been in comedy before we get into the situation where we at now.
Say what now? I'm sorry, you cut out.
I'm sorry. Tell me about, you know, how you got into comedy and kind of let people know who you are, what they, you know, so before we get into this thing with Aries Spears, and so people can understand that this ain't you trying to bash him for no attention. Now this is you just talking about some real stuff, because a lot of people don't know what happens behind the scenes on the comedy tours.
Okay, well, what happens is I used to cut hair. I did 10 years in the joint, got out, started doing comedy. So I've been in the game for a minute now, and you run into headliners such as Aries Spears who have these things in their contract called diversity clause, where basically it gives them a mild way of saying that I don't want any other black act on my show. And this is what they use. You'll have some mainstream comedians who are quote unquote crossover comics, who I think are very fragile and insecure in their own stand-up. They have this in their contract so that they don't have to deal with a black person opening for them. I've had people like Cheryl Underwood. Cheryl Underwood specifically requested a non-threatening white dude to open for her. Cheryl Underwood, I was in Shreveport, Louisiana, Shreveport Funny Bone. On stage, Cheryl Underwood walks out, takes the mic out of my hand, and tells everybody, give it up for Mike. He did really good, really good. Had me sent home. And, I mean, she told the club to pay me, but the club they paid me by check, and the check bounced. So I was out of that money. Then you got people like Aries Spears who, we had a show in Kansas City, and I sold the show out, bro. And it was a Wednesday night. Aries Spears was supposed to be there Thursday through Sunday, but he came in Wednesday night. He came in a day early. And he came up to the club, happened to see that it was sold out. He wanted to do some time. Well, I was the headliner that night, and I killed the crowd. I really had a really good set, man, because we did radio. We were all over the place, social media. Sold the show out. He wanted to go up and do some time after me. Well, after me, man, me and the other comedians on the show, we killed the show. There was no other, you know, the crowd didn't want to see Aries. They wasn't feeling him, and he got no laughter. So he told them to fire me because he said our styles were too similar. And that was a bunch of BS because he hired a white boy who does impersonations, and everybody knows Aries Spears does impersonations. I don't do impersonations. I talk about my life. So my life can't be similar to yours because that's your life. I talk about my life, my kids, my neighbors, stuff like that. Aries Spears does imitations and impressions. I don't do that. And so he had me fired from that show. And then recently, I was supposed to be doing a casino gig tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and the booker said that Aries Spears' manager wanted to see a clip of me. And I told the booker, I'm like, I already know where this is going because as soon as he sees the clip, they're going to bounce me. And, I mean, within minutes, less than 5 minutes, I emailed the booker a link to my website, MikeYouLaugh.com. They went on it, looked at it, said, we don't want it. We don't want him. Send us a white boy. I was like, get out of here. You know, it's just... Man. Go ahead. It's just unfortunate that these cats, you have the big name. People are there to see you. If someone finds you unfunny, it's not going to be because of the person that was in front of you. It's going to be because you're not a good comedian. And I'm not casting any aspersions on anyone. I'm just saying that some things need to be brought to a head and talked about, especially in comedy, because the middle act gets screwed all the time. We get screwed all the time. I mean, our schedules will be upset and upended in a matter of hours before. I have been on the road to Florida before, bro, and got bumped off of a gig. You know, and so when stuff like that happens, man, it makes you, it pisses you off, and people. Well, I had a homeboy, he's like, man, you know, you don't want to sound bitter and unprofessional. Well, guess what? If you take money out of my kids' mouths, then bitterness and unprofessionalism are what you're going to get from me. You know, because I want to kick your ass. If I could take any comedian out there who feels like, you know, that they don't want me working for them, well, let's just straight up fight it out. Let's box it out. You win, I don't bug you no more. I win, you shut up and let me earn this money that I'm getting. So,
no doubt.
It's just, yeah.
How does it feel, man, to know that when you see that clause in there, and then it's like reverse, it's a brother that's getting you off to get the white person off? I mean, does it mess with your mind?
It does. It messes with your mind and heart because you're like, I'm trying to come up. You know, I follow in the footsteps of some great comedians. And so when you see a person with a name recognition, like Aries Spears doing something like this, then you're like, man, dude. And trust me, it's not just me. I'm just telling you stuff. I'm just putting this out there because club owners and club managers won't tell you. But no club owner or club manager in the industry that I've worked in has anything good to say about Aries Spears. They're like, he's the biggest baby, big whining baby. He's just a big baby, man. He whines and whines and whines and gets his way. I remember one club,
man,
it was in Michigan. One club in Michigan sent a limo to pick him up. A limo, bro. It was a Lincoln. It was a Navigator limo to send to pick up Aries Spears. This dude sat at the airport and pouted because he said, "I told y'all to send me the Escalade." And he sat there until they had to find a rental company that could come up with the Escalade. I'm like, dude, and you're not drawing like that. You ain't selling tickets. 85% of his tickets are giveaways. And I'm telling you stuff that I'm not supposed to even know about the diversity clause in the contract and the fact that you don't sell no tickets, bro. I can draw like Aries Spears, bro, and that's real talk.
Yeah. I agree. I've seen your show. I definitely know you're funny as hell. And it's just like I say, to see him talk about other comedians like he did. He was talking about the Keys guy. I forgot the two comedians that do the little skit together. Yeah. He talked about them, you know, because of, you know, who they attract. And lo and behold, he's got a clause trying to get and bumping you off and whoever, Lord knows whoever else off, because he's insecure and he's stopping black people from eating. To me, that's crazy.
Black people from eating. It really is, bro. I mean, and you know, it's not a black or white issue about him, you know, stopping black people from eating. It's just the fact that your insecurities cause you to have another man, you know, not to eat. Another man in your profession not to eat. It's like playing on a football team and they're like, why do you draft that running back? You already got a running back. I don't want you to draft that running back. Forget him. He don't need to eat. Well, maybe that running back is earning his spot. You know, you have to let the natural course of things take their place. You have to let things take their place naturally. You can't, I'm not trying to force you out. There's plenty of room to eat. And my little 25, 30 minutes is not going to mess you up, bro. It's not. And even if it does, then guess what? At some point in time, you have to retool. You can't tell the same jokes from 2000 that you've been telling, the same DMX imitation that you do, impersonation that you do. DMX ain't went platinum in over a decade. I mean, you still trying to, you doing stuff. You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much. You're not earning yours naturally. You're basically sending off any competition and you're using a racist type golfer to do so, and that ain't cool.
And that's what I'm saying, because that's what it is. Because it's one thing you say that, you know, you're a running back, he's running back, and I don't want the running back. But you specifically say, I don't want that type of running back, you know, in the backfield. Give me you running 4.2, and the running back he wants running 5.1.
and what pisses me off too is that these people don't understand, man. What's the justification for firing me? Is Aries Spears gonna tell you, well, I'm not gonna do the gig? No, he ain't gonna turn down no money. He gonna come right there, do the gig, shut up, and go home. But people don't exercise power. I hate it when big babies have power. It's like giving a toddler the keys to your car. He don't know what to do with that. You're the adult, act like the adult. If you got a baby, treat him like a baby. Put that fool on punishment or something, man.
That's what it is, man. Hey, man, like I said, I hear you, man. We definitely going to put this out. Tell the people where they can find you at so they can see you for yourself and realize what they're seeing, not somebody that's being, hating or nothing like that. Because to me, I can hear it in your voice, and I understand where you came from. You turn your life around. Boss Watkins talking all the time about financial Juneteenth and building up your wealth and things that you're trying to do, and you're being stomped by Aries Spears. That's crazy to me. Tell people they can find you at.
Comics, man. You can find me at MikeYouLaugh.com. That's MikeYouLaughh.com. Comedian Mike Smith on Facebook. I got 2 different pages. Hit me up on either one. We'll get down. I do a lot of political commentary. I talk about politics because I love politics. Shout out to Hillary Clinton for escaping prosecution. No, she should be in jail, but what the hell? But jail, man. Oh, yeah, she should be in jail for that. But, hey, you know what? Hey, you the Clintons and you slick like that. That's why I'm voting for her, because I like slick bitches.
No doubt, man. Either way, man, I tell you what, it's a good cop, bad cop when you think about it. But hey, man, like I say, man, this is crazy, but it's Cheryl Underwood definitely. I see that. I can see that in her character, but I never thought I'd see it in Aries Spears. He let me believe something different. But hey, I see it now, and the thing is, man, people need to know about, like you say, all this stuff going on. Hey, another form of black on black crime in the comedy scene.
Man, it costs money, man. It costs money. I mean, thank goodness that this particular booker was decent enough to say that, I'm sending you your money anyway, because I think it's a bunch of crap that he did that, and that's a stand-up booker, because sometimes, and I give shout-outs to the improv and funny bones around the country, too, because they do the same thing. If a booker, if a comedian all of a sudden don't want you, they gonna still pay you your money, because the comedy club, the comedy club and the bookers already validated your funniness. They already validated your talent by booking you in the first place. And these are not easy gigs to come up with. I was booked for this gig for like 4 months, bro. 4 months. Yeah. But hey, that's a part of the process. And I'm going to tell you like this. If there's any bitterness in my heart or any anger in my heart, bro, all I'm going to do is express it verbally and go back to the lab and write some new jokes. If I can come up with Aries Spears jokes, bro. Yes. And if Aries Spears is listening out there, let me tell you one thing, Aries. Fuck you. You ain't no man. And if you don't like that, take me to court. Sue me for slander, because I need the publicity.
All right, there y'all hear it from Mike Smith. Yes, Mike Smith himself representing the doc for show. Hey, man, this has been Vigilante for 2 minutes and some change. We went a little over, but that was the change. Out.